Okay, so let's move forward with some production techniques here. Okay, a couple things I want to point out to you too, for those of you that are kind of new to this whole Dreamweaver interface here. Over here is my CSS palette. These are the rules. These are the tags. These are the tags. These are the rules. Don't confuse the tags with the rules. Now, let's say as an example that you built a site months ago, but you kind of lost track of your rule structure. What you could do if you go to current, wherever you select the tag, that's going to pop up that current rule for that selected tag, So it's kind of a good production technique. So wherever you put your cursor and you click tag here, that's going to select that current tag. Now for a more sophisticated technique here, if I go to live view, if I click live view, and again, I'm in CS 5.5 and I click inspect, wherever I put my cursor, that's going to show me that particular tag. So here's my paragraph tag, here's my H2 tag, here's my H1 tag, here's my H group tag. I should be able to get that over here. So you have to have three things set here to use this technique. You have to be in live view, you have to click inspect, and you have to change this to current. It will currently select that particular tag. Therefore, in order to affect the tag, you need to select the tag. So those are just some production techniques with the Dreamweaver interface that you should be familiar with. In general, I leave this set to all, as in all tags. Okay, so let's build out the rest of our site here. Okay, so this here is inside the section tag. Now I have a section tag, but I don't have a section rule. I don't have a rule for my section tag, nor do I have a rule for the article tag. So let's make a rule for the section tag. So how do we do that? We select the tag, make a rule. Very important step here, guys. Again, for those of you that are new to this, selecting this tag is separate than selecting this tag, which is separate than selecting this tag. Always, always, always use your tag selector on the bottom left-hand corner to select the tags. So the philosophy, carve it into your head. In order to affect the tag, I need to select the tag. In order to affect, I need to select. That's how all software works. Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Final Cut, Maya, 3D Studio Max. It's the same technique. It's the same philosophy. Get to think the way the software thinks, you'll be better off. So let's create a rule for the section tag. Select the tag, make a rule. Select the tag, make a rule. Now, I don't care about wrapper at this particular case. I just want to create a rule for a section. So we're going to say if we have a section tag here, we want to just give this padding here. So I'm going to say box padding. Let's give this 18 pixels of padding. Hit the apply option. Okay, so now my section tag has padding. Now another technique I want to share with you, which is kind of a cool thing here. If you go up under the eyeball here, the eyeball shows your invisible elements on the page. Here's the shortcut to hide everything. Command-Shift-I. That's the Shift key. Command-I. Windows, that'd be Control-Shift-I. So watch what I can do. Command-Shift-I, Macintosh. Control-Shift-I, Windows. I can show, hide my invisible characters. So if I come up here and I say CSS layouts, watch what I can do. CSS layout backgrounds. Now, what this does, this puts a colored background wherever you have a division tag, a header tag, etc., etc., etc. Now, it doesn't publish this way. Very important step. Command-Shift-I hides. Command-Shift-I shows. Command-Shift-I hides. Notice every time I come here, it's a different color because this is just going to show you visually. That's what this does right here. This is just going to show you visually what the page looks like with separate sections of my page. Just color coordinated so I can see the separate div tags, I can see the separate paragraph tags, I can see the different header tags. Again, Command-I toggles between the two, and the color is simply different every time. This is just for visual. It doesn't post that way. I just want to be very clear about that. So these little tidbits in production technique will make you a better user with Dreamweaver. if you understand how Dreamweaver thinks, if you benefit from the interface, all these little techniques are going to help to save you time, which in the end is going to make you more money. So as an example, if you can put together a site in 12 hours, somebody else is going to take 37 hours or 47 hours, you can charge more per hour. So you can charge 75, 100, 150. I have no shame in saying I charge between $450 and $575 per hour to develop a website. Now, you might say, well, that sounds like a lot of money. But if I can get a site done in 20 hours as opposed to somebody else who's going to charge, say, $35 or $45 an hour or $55 an hour, but they're going to take the entire month, who's cheaper? I am cheaper. Plus, I'm using proven techniques because I'm working with style sheets. I'm working with CSS rules. I'm working with templates. So all these little production techniques are going to help you to learn. Also, they're going to help you to make a more fluid, dynamic website using my proven techniques. So we have a section tag. We create a section rule. Let's create the tag, the footer tag. So this content right here, which is now a P for paragraph tag, we're going to select the tag and wrap it inside of the footer tag. Now, again, in a previous video, I explained to you that if you select the physical tag itself and hit Command T, okay, it's going to pull up the paragraph tag. I don't want to replace the paragraph tag. So to avoid that from happening here, we could do one of two things. We could select the paragraph here, go to the code, and wrap the paragraph, Command T. Okay, but if you do it inside the interface, if you physically select the P for paragraph tag, it's not going to wrap the tag. So let's go back to our design mode for a second. So if I do this, and I hit Command T for Quick Tag Editor or Control T for Windows, then I can wrap it with a tag. So I'm just going to select the content and wrap it with a tag. So I'm going to select the content, Command T, and this is going to be the footer, F-O-O-T-E-R. Hit the return key. So once again, it's an HTML5 footer, HTML5 code footer tag. As an example, let me share something with you. If I click right here to make a CSS rule, I'm just doing this to share a concept with you. If I select tag, and I click here, this is my entire list, A through Z, of every single HTML tag available to me, including HTML4 and new HTML5. As an example, there's HTML5 canvas tag. Okay, here's HTML5 footer tag. Here's the HTML5 figure tag, etc., etc., etc. These are physically tagged names. You got to get that into your head. These are the names of the tags. Then I can create rules for the tags. So select the tag, make a rule. If it's not tagged, then it's your job to tag the content. So understand the difference here. The tag has to exist for the rule to be applicable. In order to create rules, you have to have an associated tag. Now, important step here. Do you have to have a rule for every single tag? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As an example, if I double click this word right now and I make this say bold, which is my strong tag, how do I know that? Because that's my tag right here. That's going to select the strong tag. If I double click a word and I make it bold, that's going to make the strong tag. How do I know that? Because it says so right there. Now, if I double click a word and I make it emphasize, that's the italic tag. The italic tag is emphasize, EM. Don't confuse the EM tag, emphasize tag, with EM, M space. So if you're happy with making this italicized and you're happy with making this bold, then there's no reason to write a rule for the tag. But very important philosophy here, guys. You're marking up your page with tags. What Dreamweaver does, understand the Dreamweaver philosophy. All Dreamweaver does is write code. That's all it does. Wherever you click, whatever you apply, all it does is write code that the browser understands. So we're taking our content. Content could be video. Content could be text. Content could be JPEG files, images. We're taking the content and tagging the content. Therefore, we can talk to the content. Therefore, these search engines will know what type of content it is. So you can basically mark up your page with HTML or HTML4 or HTML5 tags, but it's going to be default to the browser unless you create rules. Rules over here to the right are rules for the selected tag. Now, why do I keep saying the word rule? Well, very simply, because that's what they're called. If you put your cursor down here, what does it say? New CSS rule. It doesn't call it a setting. It's not widget. It's not this. It's not that, like other videos do. Okay, I'm not here to confuse you. I'm here to make it so simple. It's frighteningly simple. So we'll continue in our next video.